Right then, this is just a quick walk around video, and this is for a Lexus IS300, and this is the F Sport model. As you can see here, finished in white, looks absolutely fantastic, this car. I'm doing this video again actually because the one I did last night, the microphone was cutting in and out, I'm afraid, so I will give it my best shot again. The car's in very nice condition. Front end of the car here, this deep spoiler, all very good. Hardly a stone chip of any great note on there. There is obviously a couple which you're going to expect with, you know, the car's done 61,900 miles now, but they are very few and far between, and very light indeed. So this fabulous looking new style grille on the front, looks really lovely. Obviously running day LEDs on there as well. So what I'll do is I'll come around to the near side of the vehicle first and just squat down there. It's absolutely mirror smooth in the panel work. There's no indentations or anything on there at all. Front wing, no marks at all. Full set of Avon tyres on the car, very good quality, and all the alloys are in really lovely condition as well. Just come down the flanks here. I obviously, as I always say, I always encourage people to come and see the cars just to make sure when they're, you know, if there's anything I've missed, I don't do it intentionally, far from it, but the camera will pick, well, it doesn't pick up on every tiny little spot, unfortunately. Just to come down here again, there's a better angle just to show the panel work there. So really clean and crisp. So come to the back of the car now. As you can see there, colour-coded rear parking sensors. Obviously it's got a rear parking camera as well, which I'll show you working, which it does perfectly. And then squat down to show you the off side of the car. It's absolutely as clean as a whistle. Again, no indentations at all on there. Just the final wheel here. So externally we look at the car in very nice condition, it really is, and the colour suits the car absolutely perfectly. Let's come to the back of the car now. Rear door card, really clean, crisp. Footwell areas and back of the front seats, very clean. There's no marks of any note on there at all. The car obviously benefits from a full set of original Lexus mats fitted to the car, but the leatherwork, or half leatherwork I should say, and the seats in the back here look almost as new in all honesty, but it's fabulous condition back there. So just coming to the front now, driver's door card again, very clean and tidy. The footwell area is all very nice as well. Driver's seat, as with the rest of them, looks absolutely as new. The bolsters, everything about it, beautiful condition. Obviously you've got electric adjustment on there as well, but it really is in fabulous condition up front here. So inside the car now, engine's running as it has been all the way through the video. Door card on the passenger side there again, as with the rest, looks absolutely pristine. The whole dashboard itself in absolutely beautiful condition. As you can see there, you've got this lovely big high up sat nav system all working perfectly. If I pop into reverse there, you've got a lovely high definition rear camera there with the little grid guides for you as well. But it's very sort of modern style for this generation IS's. Looks absolutely fantastic and all working absolutely beautifully as well. But in genuinely fantastic condition throughout, it really is. Obviously heated seats, both sides there, 3 settings. I've got mine switched on because it's quite a chilly morning this morning. And then just come across the main dashboard binnacle, which I really like. Just to pan in there for you, hopefully you can see 61,933 miles. But you know, everything looks and feels crisp and like new in your hand. It is a beautifully made car. It really is. But it's in fabulous condition as well. Finally, just quickly show you, often overlooked, full owner's manual pack for the car and the navigation system, and very importantly the lock and wheel nut set is here and present with the car. What will follow this video will be a road test of this very car. Right then, this is a quick road test, and this is for a Lexus IS300 hybrid, and it's the F Sport model. Mileage at the start of the road test is 61,913 miles, and the registration number of this particular car is AE63AWA. The reason we do the road tests, as I say, in all of them, is very simple indeed. We want customers to see the cars that we're looking to sell actually in operation prior to people coming to see us. That way, if there's any issues relating to the car that you should be told about, you get to know about it straight away prior to coming to us. We've been on the receiving end ourselves, when going to look at cars where there's been a fundamental fault which clearly should have been told about, and it can be incredibly frustrating and a complete waste of people's time, which is what we appreciate. So this isn't just about ticking boxes. If there's anything on the car that's amiss, I will tell you about it. Also, road tests done on exactly the same road test roads and route that any prospective buyer will go on. So in that way, I would hope it would be representative of what someone should feel themselves. Just a very quick apology as well, because I know it irritates some people. Where cars I'm driving aren't fitted with sunroofs, unfortunately the camera mounts are not in the ideal position, so it's a slightly odd camera angle. I know it annoys some people, and I'm going to try and do something about it in the future, but if you could bear with me for now, please don't hate me for it. It's just I'm doing the best I can with what I've got, basically. So starting with the car, clearly it's been owned by Lexus and serviced by Lexus throughout its life, and I'm going to be honest with you, it shows immediately. The car is as tight as a drum. It starts, first push of the button, power button there, obviously starts silently on the hybrid system. When the engine does kick in, it does so smoothly without any vibrations. There's no whirring noises, no buzzes, no creaks, nothing that shouldn't be there on the vehicle at all. There's no warning lights on the dashboard at all. The only light on there currently is the low fuel light, which clearly I'll attend to in due course. Temperature gauge, now the car's been running for some time, just under half, which is exactly where it wants to be on a Lexus model. The engine itself is a brilliant thing. I mean, if you've not had hybrid before, clearly it is the future, as we all know, and bear in mind that Lexus have been doing this for as long as anybody and more reliably than anyone, and the system they use, this Synergy system, is absolutely ingenious. It's so smooth in its transition from engine to electric and engine, whatever it wants to do, it's got a seamless quality about it, which it has to be experienced to be believed. But trust me, and this one is a perfect example of one. It's pulling beautifully, sounds fantastic in operation as well, but a really lovely car and lovely power unit to sit behind. Engine then feeds through into the automatic gearbox, typical Lexus box, absolutely seamless as well, matches the engine perfectly. You've got different modes you can put the engine and the gearbox in. You've got the sport mode, normal, and all sorts of stuff down there, but in reality, the point of this video is to pick up any issues that are none. The car drives simply sensationally. Steering of the vehicle, positive, vibration free rather, tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations at any speed that I've detected up to the legal limit. Also just feels tight and taut in my hand. There's no free play, no slack, nothing. It just feels like brand new. The whole car does, in all honesty. It just feels incredibly tight. Suspension of the vehicle, again, likewise, what I'm looking out for on kind of road tests like this, especially on the road I'm about to go up, which is why I choose it, is to see if there's any kind of metallic sort of clonks or knocks from underneath, which would suggest a little bit of kind of maybe kind of bush wear in the some of the suspension joints, but more commonly kind of like anti-roll bar drop links and that kind of stuff. But there's been nothing on this at all. It feels what it is, which is just ridiculously tight and taut, this car, it really is. Brakes on the car, fantastic brake pedal, it's really solid. There's no pulsing, there's no vibrations, there's no sort of grinding noises coming from underneath, but all again in fabulous order. It's obviously got long MOT, so that's clearly been checked recently, so everything's in fine fettle in that respect. What I love about this car, I've got to be honest with you, it feels, it's moved on from the 250, definitely. I mean, and I love the 250. I thought it was a really, really nicely developed car. This just feels more responsive in every single way. Chassis, ride, really nice setup. It really does remind me, dare I say it, of a 3 Series in the way it drives. It's sort of firmer in the suspension than it used to be in the past, which is something I miss. But they've damped it very well. It doesn't feel harsh in any way. It rides the bumps very nicely. You feel them, but they don't jar, and that's a sign of a very well developed chassis. The chassis itself responds better than any previous generation IS I've ever driven. It's got a real agility about it, and so the last ones were very good. Far better than the Motoring Press would leave you to believe, or lead you to believe rather. This has got a really sort of flat stance to its cornering, but it encourages kind of spirited driving, which I guess is what the F Sport version is all about. But it just gets up to speed. But where it differs from the 3 Series in some ways, to me it feels more refined. I mean, the build quality in here is absolutely astonishing. There's not a creak or a murmur from the interior. It's, the build is on a different planet to anything else that I've driven in this class. Every switch, every button, every actuation has a real precision about it, which is, kind of what Lexus is all about, I guess. But, this also has another sort of string to its bow. It is far more dynamic than previous generations, which will, certainly please those who are, looking for something with a more sort of sporty edge. Again, looking around inside the car, every button I pressed has worked exactly as it should, quite clearly. The sat nav's working perfectly. A nice high-up display for that as well, by the way. It's really clear, very easy to use. Functions inside have changed from the previous generation. It's more mod cons in the way it works. You've got this little sort of mouse pad thing going on down here, which after a few sort of farcical attempts to get it to work, but because I'm a bit of an old dinosaur in all honesty, it becomes second nature very, very quickly indeed. Dashboard, really nice. It's obviously sort of this sort of electronic style display, and it just really, really nice to sit and look at. It's electronic, but the graphics and everything are very sort of pleasing to the eye and very easy to take the information in as well. But in all honesty, I mean, if you're looking at this, if you've had Lexus before, it's a natural progression to go from the 250 to this. It really is, and you'll love everything about it. I do apologise about my phone going off, which is rather embarrassing, but I should have put it on silent. Do bear with me. But its main competitors clearly are going to be things like the 3 Series, C-Class Mercedes, you've got Audi A4 possibly, but that's really kind of it, maybe Volvo, I guess. But this one, in terms of the reliability they have, the powertrain, the refinement, the build quality, and it's a sensational looking car inside and out. It really is a fantastic car. I think it's a real pick at the moment. I really do. Now, the point of video clearly was to sort of pick up on any issues there might be with the car. I genuinely, and I'm not just saying it on this one, I can't find a thing. There's nothing that I can find in the drive of the car mechanically, or any button I pressed has worked exactly as it should, which you'd expect given the way the car has been maintained. Obviously, if I've missed anything on the video, I do apologise. Don't hesitate, do give us a call, and I'll happily answer any questions you might have.